Good evening, everyone, and welcome. If you could peek behind this curtain right now, you'd see big smiles, a few nervous wiggles, a whole lot of excitement. Our students are more than ready to take the stage and share what they have been working on. This year's theme is All That Jazz. We celebrate a uniquely American art form, one rooted in creativity, collaboration, rhythm, and soul. Jazz began in New Orleans and traveled across the country and around the world, evolving into swing, bebop, cool jazz, samba, and more. Like jazz musicians, our students have learned to listen carefully, work together, take risks, and find their own voices. That spirit of creativity and confidence is something we value deeply here at Long Ridge, and you'll see it shining on this stage. Of course, this winter had a little improvisation of its own. Between snow days and delayed openings, our rehearsal schedule had a few unexpected twists. But in true showbiz fashion, the show must go on. And tonight, our students are ready. Throughout the evening, you'll hear music made famous by legendary artists across generations, from Duke Ellington and Ella Fitzgerald to Miles Davis and Stevie Wonder. Each grade brings its own style and energy to the stage, and together they create something bigger than any one performer. Before we begin, I'd like to introduce the extraordinary band and technical team who make this magic possible. Of course, we have our very own Danny on lights. We have Dave O'Donnell with us, our sound engineer. We have John Covert on keyboards, Ira Siegel on guitar, Bill Harris on woodwinds, Seth Glassman on bass, Rosie Glassman on drums, and of course, Faith Glassman on guitar. But also, she's our creator, instructor, choreographer, director, and the heart behind this entire production. This performance would not be possible without her passion, talent, and dedication. So what better way to begin a celebration of jazz than with a song that quite literally teaches us what jazz is all about. Our opening number was written by Cole Porter for the 1956 film High Society and performed by Bing Crosby and the incomparable Louis Armstrong. In this playful and lively song, Armstrong introduces the instruments one by one, showing how each contributes to the unmistakable sound of jazz. Please enjoy our opening number, Now You Has Jazz.
Or maybe we should say, hats and cats. We would like you to lend an ear because we want you to hear some really shimmering sharps and slaps. Goodness! For these cozy virtuosi from K-1 to the 5th grade are fixing to show you now precisely how, or approximately, jazz music is made.
One Edward Kennedy Ellington, otherwise known as the Duke, was one of the most influential jazz composers and band leaders of all time. His 1939 song, Take the A Train, written with lyricist Billy Strayhorn, was inspired by subway directions to Harlem. It became a massive hit as well as a symbol of Harlem Renaissance. Please join our K-1 for a trip on the A Train.
Viva!
In 1963, the Brazilian composer and musician Antonio Carlos Jobim combined samba with cool jazz to create bossa nova. His song One Note Samba became a jazz standard and reached a wide audience on the Grammy-winning LP Jazz Samba by Stan Getz, reaching the #1 spot in the Billboard 200 in 1963. Please welcome the 2-3 performing One Note Samba.
have the song K-5, written by Paul Desmond and arranged by Dave Brubeck, was recorded. It rose to international popularity, eventually becoming the biggest selling jazz single of all time, and today is still a staple of radio and live performances. Please welcome our 4-5 bell choir playing Take 5.
Miles Davis's album, Kind of Blue, is considered by many critics to be the greatest jazz album of all time, and by some as the greatest album of all time. This pivotal record marked the transition from bebop to cool jazz. So What, from Kind of Blue, features a melody played by Bassett Paul Chambers. The Longer School Choir will now perform So What, followed by a special tribute by George Gershwin to the bass players of jazz.
Ella Fitzgerald, often called the First Lady of Song and the Queen of Jazz, recorded her rendition for the nursery song A Tisket a Tasket in 1938. It became a huge hit, reaching #1 and staying on the Billboard Hot 100 for 19 weeks. The song showcasing her talent helped to boost her to national fame and jazz stardom. Our K-1 will now present this song to you.
jazz was played for the first time in Carnegie Hall by Benny Goodman and his band. It was one of the first racially integrated groups to perform in front of a paying audience. Big band music was introduced to classical listeners. On a special note, in his later years, Benny Goodman lived in North Stamford, very close to our school. 2-3 now performs Benny Goodman's signature number, Sing, Sing, Sing.
Parker, nicknamed Bird, was a jazz saxophonist and composer. He was a highly influential soloist and leading figure in the development of bebop, a style of jazz. His melody, Ornithology, was recorded on March 28, 1946, and was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame in 1989. The song Birdland pays tribute to the New York Jazz Club, named after Charlie Parker. It was recorded by the jazz fusion group Weather Report in 1977 and written by keyboardist Joe Zawinul, who visited the club almost daily, where he heard performances by Louis Armstrong, Duke Ellington, and Miles Davis. In 1979, the vocal group Manhattan Transfer won a Grammy with their version of the song. 4-5 will now perform this medley for you.
you for your patience. Putting those risers back on is challenging. As we come to the end of our journey tonight, we will close with 3 songs that capture the heart of this incredible art form. First, we return to where jazz began, New Orleans, where this traditional spiritual has become a symbol of the city, a song that is arguably Louis Armstrong's most famous jazz recording, When the Saints Go Marching In. Then we celebrate the legends who shaped this music with Stevie Wonder's joyful tribute, Sir Duke. And finally, we end with a song that says it best, Duke Ellington's timeless reminder that at the heart of jazz is one essential ingredient, swing. Please join us in singing When the Saints Go Marching In.
When the train
performance. A heartfelt thank you to our amazing students who worked so hard to bring this to you. Thank you for all your hard work. It was a wonderful show. A huge thank you to our teachers who support and encourage these young performers every day. Teachers, thank you. I know you're back there. We are also grateful to Kelly Falco for her tremendous support behind the scenes, helping with costume scheduling and countless details that made the evening run smoothly. And to Rosie Glassman for jumping in during the final push to help bring everything together. And of course, we turn to the person who makes this all possible. Someone whose passion for music education shines through in everything she does. Please join me in an enormous round of applause for Faith Glassman. Thank you to the band. Thank you to the sound. Thank you to lights. Thank you everyone for coming and enjoying this wonderful night together. This concludes our program. Thank you.